What is the first word that comes to your mind when you think of a fly? Filth, sewage, decay? Flies are considered pests due to their socially unacceptable eating and egg-laying habits. But you can often see them on flowers too. Flies visit flowers in search of food, like nectar and pollen. In fact, many plants rely exclusively on fly pollination. Even though the vast majority of species visiting flowers worldwide are flies, they are considered less valuable than bees. Bees are equipped with special pockets on their legs for gathering and transporting pollen back home to feed their offspring. Flies do not have special pockets for carrying pollen and instead are covered in hairs that pick up and transfer pollen while visiting flowers to feed. Because they do not hoard pollen like bees, they make very effective pollinators. Flies outnumber bees tenfold in an extremely diverse order. Of the 150 families in the Diptera order of around 100,000 species, almost half have been seen dining at flowers. Their sheer numbers increase their effectiveness as pollinators. However, our knowledge is restricted to one or two well-known families, mainly because flies are tricky to study. Fly conformation can come down to a single hair on their neck or feature on a male sex organ, providing researchers with few opportunities to identify and observe them in the field. This is where researchers at Ohio University found a way to overcome the challenge of researching thousands of flies by data mining information from photographs freely available on the internet captured by citizen scientists. For each image, researchers identified the fly and flower down to the species, collected data about whether or not the fly was dining at the flower, what it was wearing, and identified floral characteristics, like color and shape. All of this information was crowdsourced from thousands of online photographs, yielding well over 22,000 data points, allowing researchers to expand our overall knowledge about fly diversity and distribution, their potential value as pollinators, and their attraction to floral traits, including approximately 400 aquatic and terrestrial longhorn flies belonging to the suborder Nematocera. Commonly known flies in this suborder include midges, crane flies, and mosquitoes, and approximately 900 shorthorn flies of the suborder Brachycera, including bee flies, flower flies, and house flies. Researchers found that flower color was strongly correlated with the presence of pollen on the fly's body, meaning flower color, such as white and yellow, were a strong predictor that flies would be wearing pollen grains on their body. Additionally, flower flies, like the one shown here, showed a greater presence of pollen on the body. Researchers ran a second model to determine which variables were a factor for predicting the presence of flies actively feeding on nectar or pollen. They found that clustered flowers were important when predicting if a fly was feasting, since more flowers in one place was like a buffet for flies. With insects on the decline, there has been an increased interest in understanding pollinator ecology and managing pollinator-supportive landscapes, considering flower shape and color have the potential to influence and shift the focus to fly pollinators. What can you do? Plant a variety of fly favorites such as these. Remember to look beyond the bees when it comes to pollination.